Hi Elsie, I'm hoping this video works this time. Right, so because of you doing cheer, we found out that you've got this slight imbalance where one side of the body is much more stretched than the other. So this is for your hamstrings, which you asked for, but also to think about stretching out your side body as well. So let's get started. So first of all, either sit on the floor or borrow your mum's yoga mat and sit cross-legged. So yoga is all about tuning into your body, learning to listen to your body, listen. So we ignore the body when it and take a notice of it only when it hurts. So yoga teaches us to be much more aware of our body, mind, body and spirit. So the other thing is your emotions and how they affect your body. So it's an all over thing, yoga. But today we're just going to concentrate on your hamstrings and also trying to bring the body more in balance. We're not symmetrical people because we're left or right-handed. So we just look to yoga to try and bring that more into balance. So let's start by just sitting cross-legged comfortably. Rest your hands on your thighs. Close your eyes and sit nice and upright. Your spine needs to be upright, your chest and heart lifted, your head balanced over your shoulders over your hips. And then start to breathe. Breathing through the nose. Be aware of the outer edges of your feet on the mat. Be aware of your sit bones. Are you sitting evenly or are you leaning to one side? Shoulders relaxing down, so a nice lot of space between ears and your shoulders. Hands are relaxed on your thighs. Face is relaxed, you're not clenching your jaw. And then taking long, slow, deep inhales and exhales. Be aware of how your body moves with the breath. The lower ribs moving out and into the breath. Your sternum, that's that bone in front of your chest, lifts up, so it lifts your heart up. On the in-breaths, your shoulders lift. We're very much aware of our front bodies, but what about the back body when you breathe? So focus on your back body. Be aware of the lower ribs moving in and out. And your shoulder blades, they move up and down and out on the in-breaths and out-breaths. And your upper back lifts and broadens on the in-breaths. And now let your breathing return to its natural rhythm. And flick the eyes open. So the first thing you're going to do is stretch your arms forward. Keep that length in your spine. Stretch your arms forward. And on an inhale, lifting up. Stretch up as high as you can. So the stretch is from your hips, armpits, elbows, wrists, right up to your fingertips. Grow tall. So I'll mirror image for you. So you're going to take your right hand down to the floor. So fingertips come to the floor of the hand. And then you're going to keep this arm up by the side of your ear as you stretch over. So you can bend that elbow, the hands on the floor. And feel the stretch from that hip, opening up your side ribs. And keep the fingers on the floor or the hand pressed firmly into the floor to keep the sit bones evenly down on the floor. So don't let them come light as you stretch over. So feel that side of your body. And then an inhale brings you back up again. And we do the opposite side. So hand or fingertips to the floor, arm up by the ear, stretching over. So feel which was the side that you could feel you could stretch that much more. And breathe. Inhale brings you up. Exhale lowers the arms down. So we're looking at hamstrings, but you have to remember look at your body as a whole. And here in this abdominal area, your legs are going to attach to your main body. It's like Clapham Junction in here with all the tendons, muscles working to keep you upright, to work your legs. So we need to address this part as well. So we're going to do the hips as well. So in this one, you're now going to raise the arms up into the air, and then you're going to stretch. Once you've got a long length and stretch, you're going to stretch forward. So you just hinge forward from the hips. Don't let your chest collapse. Don't let your front body collapse. So even if you can only come halfway, that's fine. But if you can, you keep going and keep going till the little fingers can touch the floor. So you maintain that long length and stretch, and then relax the head down. So feel the stretch in the hip of the leg that's in front. Breathe. And then inhale, lift your head up, look towards your hands, and then another inhale, raise the arms up and lower them down. Then change the cross of the legs the way you didn't want to sit. Raise the arms up into the air. Inhale. Exhale as you hinge from the hips, come forward on this side. And then once you've extended as far as you can, relax the head down. So it's all about observation, not criticism. You're just observing what feels different each side. So for me on this side, this is my tighter hip. It might be the same for you, or it might be that it was the other side that was tightest. But just observe. And once you're there, try and relax into that stretch. And then inhale, lift the head up, look towards your hands. Exhale, and then inhale, lift the arms up, and exhale, coming down. So still working on your hips before I work in your hamstrings. If you have a belt, it's very useful. So I'll lay down on the mat. So what you're going to do is you're going to bend your right leg in towards your chest, use a belt and lasso it around your feet. So about halfway up it is. Then you want your arms up straight, but keep your shoulders on the mat. So if you can take your leg up straight at 90 degrees, perfect. But if those hamstrings are a little bit tight, then you want to keep the leg exactly straight, but slacken off on the belt. Okay, so wherever you are today. So it might be there, 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 wherever. And then you're going to take the belt in your right hand, take the left hand and place it on the right thigh. And what I want you to do is, or rather on the left thigh, that hand on the thigh reminds you that that leg has got to stay down. You're not going to let it come light. You've got to keep it working, keep it pressed into the floor, push your heel away from your toes towards you. And then what you're going to do, very slowly, take this leg out to the side. So as you take it out to the side, think out and up, out and up, wherever you come to, and then you can rest your elbow down. Take a couple of breaths. And then bring the leg back up again. And then swap the belt to the opposite hand. This hand now comes out to the side, shoulder height, and take it across your body, but take it across carefully. You will feel a strong stretch across your buttocks. And breathe. And then coming back up and release the leg. And we do the same on the other side. So lassoing the left foot. Straight arms, straight leg, shoulders on the floor. Adjust where you need to. Then take the belt into one hand. Other one comes onto the floor. And then take the leg out to the side. So think out and up towards your shoulder. Sorry, I should have put this one on this hand. Whoops, and I've got something in the way. Breathe. So So nice strong stretch on the inner side of the leg. Coming upright, swap hands, arm out shoulder height, and then bring the other one across your body. Carefully does it. You will feel a strong stretch. Inhale comes up. Exhale, lowers the leg to the floor. I've forgotten what I wanted to do next with you. Oh, that's exactly what I wanted to do next with you. So laying flat on the floor, arms over your head. Again, extend the arms. Stretch into the fingertips. Stretch away with the heels. Press the backs of your legs into the floor. We're going to do a sit-up. To do a sit-up, your legs need to be active. So press the legs into the floor. The backs of the legs go into the floor, toes towards you, and on a big inhale, sitting up, touch your toes or come towards your toes. And then we're going to start to stretch these hamstrings. So keeping the legs very active, so kneecaps are lifted. You're going to pulse. So stretching your fingers away from you, stretching the arms, and then go 1, extend beyond your feet, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So if you can now grab hold of your big toes, or you could take your hands maybe right over your feet. If they're still too tight, grab your ankles and then relax your head down and breathe. And then an inhale, look towards your feet. Exhale, release as opposed to sit you up. Cross your legs, grab hold of your big toes or at the outer edges of your feet, and then going to roll over your knees to bring yourself into all fours. So shift back into the middle of the mat so you can see. And then you're going to spread your fingers. So in yoga, we're looking to open up every joint, keep that synovial fluid, which is in every joint. We want it moving so we don't seize up as you get older. So it's a good investment for your old age. And then knees are so the wrists are directly underneath your shoulders, knees directly underneath your hips. So you've got a nice little tabletop going. So we know we're going to do a cat-cow, we're going to do a Connie. So the cat, when they stretch their backs, you're going to exhale, drop your head down to look towards your navel, losing the glasses, look towards your navel, round the upper back. So the abdomen's drawn up. Press the big toenails into the floor. You'll feel the abs engage. And then on an inhale, you're going to reverse it. Cow, cat-cow. So you raise your tailbone up into the air. You keep the pressure in with your hands onto the floor so the arms stay straight. And then we're going to do again. Exhaling, round the spine. Look towards your navel. Spread across the upper back. Inhale, look forward. Arch the spine. So we're loosening up your spine. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come up, so you're kneeling up, and you're going to take your, let me say right leg forward. I'm mirror imaging and forgetting. Right foot forward. So you're making a nice right angle with the knee and the shin. So we want that right angle. If you take it too far forward, you'll feel the pressure here. Too far back, you'll feel it underneath here. So it's very important you keep that nice right angle. Fingertips are going to come either side of the foot. And then, keeping your rib cage on that thigh, you're going to start to straighten the leg. So at some point, you're going to feel that stretch on the hamstring. So when you do, stop. If you can straighten the leg and bring the head down, that's fine. And then rock forward. So rock forward, rock back, rock forward, rock back, and forward, and back. Well, now we're going to swap legs. So kneel up, take the left foot forward, make the right angle, fingertips to the floor. Keep the ribs on that thigh. Don't let the ribs come up. And then rock forward and back, forward and back, forward and back, and coming up. And release that leg. So are you observing the differences in your legs, your hips? So we come back into an all fours position, and then you're going to take your right knee to right wrist, swing the foot around so it's in front of the other knee, and then you're going to slide back. Slide that straight leg back, so we're going to stretch the quads on that back leg, and you're going to be stretching the hip on this front one. So if you can get your hips right the way down, that's absolutely fine. If not, you might want to place a block or roll up a blanket or something to support this hip. And if you are all the way down, then you're going to stretch your arms forward and rest your forehead on the floor. So nice stretch. You'll feel a big stretch in that hip. Breathe. And then inhale, look towards your hands. Exhaling, start to walk the hands back to release the pose and come back. Release and come back to all fours. So we do exactly the same on the other side. So it's going to be left knee to left wrist, swing the foot round so it's in front of the other knee, and then slide yourself back. So you're straightening that back leg. If you can, again, use a block if you need to underneath the hip. If you can get the hip down, stretch forward and rest the forehead. And then inhale, look towards your hands. Exhale, walk the hands back, release the pose. So you're back into all fours. Then you're going to turn your toes under. So get your toes to turn under. So we're going to push back to dog pose, and then we're going to a standing forward bend. So we're not going to hold you in dog pose. So lift the hips. You can keep the knees soft because the hamstrings aren't yet loose. Push back to wherever you can come to, and then walk your hands back until you're balanced on your feet. So the feet are hip distance apart. You're balanced down. Hold on to the inner upper arms. Draw the arms down towards the floor so you're stretching again those hamstrings. Keep the knees soft at the moment. Breathe. And you're going to take your fingertips to the floor just in front of you, about 6 or 7 inches in front. So fingertips to the floor, and then I want you to straighten your legs. So lift your kneecaps up, engage your legs. So that's your poor old hamstrings are now screaming at you. What you're going to do is you're going to rock forward and back. Now, if they're very bad, which I suspect they might be quite tight, you need a pile of books here, or blocks, whatever you have, so that you'll be rocking here. So you'll be high up. So you rock back, you rock forward, so the weight comes to your heels, weight comes towards your toes. And then gradually you'll take the blocks away till you can get your fingertips or hands to the floor, and you carry on rocking. So rocking back, rocking forward, rocking back, rocking forward, rocking back, rocking forward. Very good one for you to do first thing in the morning, and those hamstrings will soon loosen up. Right, what's my next one for you? It's Parsvottanasana, which is a traditional yoga thing. So you start with your feet together at the back end of your mat, and you're going to step forward with your right foot. So it's about a couple of feet in front of you, and then turn the back toes out slightly so you've got a bit more for balance. Okay, hips are facing forward. Take your hands onto your hips, lift your chest, take a big inhale, so you're rolling back, lifting your chest. So it's like that arch of the back, the cow arch. And you come forward with that flat back. So you come forward. As you come forward with that flat back, you'll feel that stretch on your hamstrings. So at this point, you might want blocks either side. Okay, so you can build the floor up. If you can, you keep going, you keep going. You want to keep that chest extended. Keep it extended. So eventually you're going to bring your head down towards that knee. So you control where you are, but the important thing is to keep that leg working. If you do slacken off, you're going to get no benefits. So always keep the back of the leg working. So wherever you are, doesn't matter. It's today, but eventually to bring the head down. And then inhale, look forward. Exhale, hands to the waist. Inhale brings you up. Step the feet back together again. So we do it on the other side. Step forward with the left foot. Turn the toes out very slightly of the back foot to get you the stability. And then push that right hip forward, left hip pulls back. Lift the chest. Come forward with the flat back. Keep going. Once that leg, you can't go any further, that's the point when you want to start putting your blocks down. Okay? And then you keep coming in till you get to the floor eventually. Inhale, exhale, and brings the head down towards the knee. And breathe. Inhale, look forwards, flatten the back. Exhale, hands to the knees. Inhale brings you all the way up. And then step the feet back together again. So we're working on a whole part of the legs. We also need to do the inner thighs, which I think and I know and I suspect you use as hamstrings really, but we'll still do it anyway. So wide stride. You take your heels to the back edge of the mat, nice and wide. So what happens is the knees want to bend. So we've got to stop the knees bending. So think about your knees. The other thing is, where do you position your feet? If you turn your feet out, you will pinch your lower back. Straight forward's pretty good, but if you turn your toes in, you get a really good rotation of the thighs. So that will open up. So same direction as we did just now. You lift your chest. Hands are on your waist. So a big inhale and come forward. Work the legs, lift the knees, push your hips back. Same as we did when we were doing that Uttanasana. And you come forward with the flat back. Hands come underneath your shoulders. So start to begin to feel that stretch on the inner thighs. And we want the cow back, which is the arch. So keep it arched. Don't round your spine. So you keep going and you keep going. You keep going and the legs will tell you when you can't go any further. And then from there you bring your hands back so the fingertips are in line with your big toes. Spread the fingers, elbows in. So if you want to turn the hands out slightly to keep the elbows in, that's good. So what your next move is to press your hands into the floor, extend your forehead towards the floor, and then you tip the weight forward to get your head down towards the floor. So feeling the work of the legs, and breathe. With every exhale, you might be able to stretch a little bit nearer towards the floor. It's all about stretching your back and the back of the legs, not whether you get your head to the floor. And then inhale, straighten the arms, look forward, arch of the back. Hands come to the waist. Inhale brings you up. And I can't jump my feet together from this point, so I need to shimmy. I don't think many people can. So shimmy your feet until you can get your feet together. Right, what's my next one for you? Oh, to squat to the floor. I like squats because they're very good for strengthening your legs. So let's do one. If you stand to one side of your mat, and if you start, we'll move our left foot to the side. So you start, if you put your left heel on the right heel, turn the foot 90 degrees, then spin it 1, 2, keep spinning, 3, 4, and then you've got the distance really you want. Turn the toes out, and then we're going to go down. I want you to try and go down with a flat back. So bring your hands together in prayer, and as you go down, inner knees coming towards your little toes. inner knees towards little toes. So you're not tracking your knees in, you've got to be taking them out, and then you can maybe get your elbows inside the knees to squat. Breathe. And then you take your hands to the floor, and then we're going to spin round, and you're going to be sitting down. Now I'm going to sit forward so you can see exactly what we're going to be doing. It's called Janu Shirshasana, and we'll be opening the hips, we'll be working the hamstrings, all sorts of things. It's a really, really good posture if you're working on your legs and your hips. So let me mirror image for you again. So it's going to be the right foot, you take the leg out to the side, and the right foot comes high into the top of the left leg. So it might be that you've got a knee up here, no problem. If you haven't and it goes to the floor, all well and good. Sometimes you need to adjust the buttock flesh on that side, I do. It's also a slight twist. We want the body to come to this side. I did have a melt here. If you've got tight hamstrings, which we know you do, you need to take a belt around your foot so that you can make the adjustments. So if you're using the belt, it goes around your foot, straight arms, and the chest is lifted. Okay? So from there, you hinge from the hips to come forward. We're looking to come down over this leg, so your shoulders aren't in balance, they're square. So you keep going. So then you can nibble down the belt if you can. So wherever you are, so you might be just here, that the leg's saying, don't want to do any more. And then you relax the head down. And then gradually, slowly, nibbling down to the belt until maybe you can grab the foot, or maybe the ankle, whichever you prefer, or the heel, doesn't matter which. But once you've got hold of that, or your belt's nice and firm, then it's an inhale, lift the chest, hinge from the hips, bring the head down, and breathe. And then an inhale, looks forward, exhale, releases a pose. The important thing is to keep the legs working. You can slacken off and say, yes, I can get my head down, but with the knee bent, you're not getting any benefits. Be honest with yourself, okay? So straight leg, keep the leg working. So we're going to try the other side. So get buttock flesh out the way. And we do the opposite side. So you're going to bring the left leg in, bring the foot high into the top of the right leg. Again, maybe the knee comes up. This is my tightest side, which is my right, your left, which we're doing mirror image. This is my tightest side, so I need to make a little adjustment to the buttock flesh. So same thing happens here. Use the belt if you need to lift the chest. Knee pushing back towards the floor. The whole of the back of the legs working strongly to push into the floor. Heel towards the camera, toes towards you. And then it's a big inhale. You need to keep that front body lifted the whole time. Don't collapse it. Lift the chest, lift your heart. And then nibble down the belt till you can't go any further. If you can manage to grab the foot, the heel, wherever works for you. Inhale. Lift your chest. Exhale, brings the head down towards the knee. Inhale, lift your head, look at the foot. Exhale, releases the pose. Stretch your legs out in front of you. If you need to, you can give them a bang on the floor. So in this last one, I'm going to give you Paschimottanasana, so I'll turn it sideways this time. It's a straightforward forward bend. But the thing you've got to remember, and you've just done this once before where we stretched and pulsed beyond there. So this time you're going to hold the pose. So if you take your hands onto your thighs, lift of the chest. Keep the chest lifted as you hinge from the hips. So the first thing, the abdomen's going to come down towards your thighs and then your chest, wherever you come to. So I suspect you'll get as far as here, and that's just fine. Make the legs work. Keep the chest lifted, and then relax the head and neck. And then breathe, and then slowly, 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 you'll be able to grab your feet. Again, it's that lift of the chest, and the head comes down. Inhale, lift the head, look at the feet. Exhale, release the pose. And then you're going to lay down on the floor. You're going to press down with your elbows so that you can lift your chest and get your shoulder blades on the floor. Hands come down, palms down, and your feet are going to be the width of the mat apart. So either side of the mat with the feet. And then we're going to windscreen wiper. So you take your feet over to the right. You might need to move up, your hands out of the way. Move your knees to the right and then over to the left. So easing out your lower back. Keep going. And then come upright with the legs or the knees. Bring your feet together. Take your arms out to a 45-degree angle and then turn the palms up. And you're going to stretch your left leg away, stretch your right leg away, move them slightly apart and let the feet drop to the sides. So once you've done any yoga, what we do is something called Shavasana, where we relax the whole of the body so that the body has a chance to assimilate what you've been doing to it. So think of your feet, let your feet drop naturally to the side, so toes are relaxed, skin on the soles of your feet soft. So you don't move muscles, you just invite them to relax. So let go of any tension in your calf muscles, your thighs, your buttocks. Soften your abdomen so the organs of digestion can relax. Invite your abdomen to soften, your rib cage, those little intercostal muscles to release. Relaxing the upper chest, the collarbones. So from pubic bone to collarbones, let the whole of your front body be soft. Just let it go. And then we hold lots and lots of tension in our shoulders. So let go of those big shoulder joints. Just let them sink into the floor. Relaxing your upper arms, your forearms. So the backs of the hands resting on the floor now. Fingers are lightly curled, palm skin is soft. And then turn your attention to your back body. So releasing your back body into the floor. So imagine your lower back softening, releasing the air of your waist. Your lower back ribs onto the floor. Shoulder blades releasing into the floor, your upper back, the back of your head. So the whole of your body being supported by the floor. And turn your attention to your head and your neck. The back of the neck's long, front of the throat soft. And release the skin between your eyebrows so forehead is smooth, temples soft. Invite the skin on your scalp to relax. The skin around the ears. Release your bottom jaw so your teeth aren't clenched. Your cheeks become soft. You can relax the muscles around your chin, your mouth. So let the lips be soft, lightly touching one another. Relax inside your mouth. So soften your tongue. Relax your inner throat. Then turn your attention to your breathing. Become aware of the breath passing in and out of your nostrils. The air you breathe in is cold, the air you're breathing out is warm. And follow the breath. Feel the sensations in your throat as you breathe. As the passage of air moves across your throat, feel those sensations. And take your attention down into your rib cage. See how gentle the breath is now. There's very little movement in your rib cage. We think of the breath being only in your rib cage, but also it moves much more of your body than just the rib cage as we breathe. Be aware of the gentle rise and fall of your abdomen. And the breath is the one thing we can control. So start to make your breathing a little deeper. In and out through your nose. Long, slow, deep inhale. Long, slow, deep exhale. Long, slow, deep inhale. Long, slow, deep exhale. And just let your breathing then return to its own natural rhythm. And you're going to bend your knees. Put your feet flat on the floor. And then bring your knees up towards your chest. And then you're going to roll over onto your right side. Bring your left hand all the way over. Keep your head supported on the floor, or bring your right hand underneath your head, whichever works for you. So continue to relax your body on your side. And then flick your eyes open. Press down with the left hand onto the floor to support your back so that you don't hurt your back. And then sitting up. And then we finish the way we started, sitting cross-legged. Just close your eyes for the moment. Consider how your body feels, how you feel, how your mind feels. And then in yoga we recognize a speck of soul in I have in my body, the same as you have. It's the same soul. And we use the word namaste. My soul greets your soul. Namaste. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I think whenever I do another video, I need water. I'm getting a dry mouth here. Okay, Elsie, hope to see you later.